Rochelle here, and I'm back to share some yarn goodness with you all today. Okay, I do have a few things to share with you all. I have some finished projects, and I've been to a few Fiber Fest, and so I wanted to kind of share with you all the things that I got and my experience. Alright, so I do have a few finished projects. I have been doing some knitting, and I've been knitting some dishcloths, and so I just have a few to show you. So this is the first one, and I do need to block it. And I remember someone asking me one time, why would you block a dishcloth? It's just going to get wet. Well, it's for a gift. It's a gift, so when the person opens it up, I want it to be like a perfect square. And right now it's a little lopsided, but if I was just making it for myself, I wouldn't block it. But this is Hobby Lobby yarn. Well, I bought it at Hobby Lobby, but the actual name is Crafter's Secret Cotton, 100% cotton. These are 2-ounce skeins, and I had this much left, so I could have made it a little bit bigger. But I really like the colors, and each skein is 2 ounces, 57 grams, 95 yards, or 86 meters. And the color name is Greener Pastures, and that's number 148. So I do recommend this. I'm going to wash it first, because I remember I forget where I think it was Hobby Lobby's cotton. I had made a dishcloth out of it, and the dye bled so bad. But this is wonderful to work with, and while blocking it, I'm going to see if, the dye bleeds. So hopefully it won't. And of course, I need to weave the ends in, like I always have to. Okay, so I do have another one. It's this one. I actually made this one first. And the colorway, it's also Crafter's Secret. And the colorway is called Happy Day, and it is number 110. I hope I didn't get those backwards, but here are the two that I've finished so far. And my friend kind of has like a greenish, bluish, tan tone going on in her kitchen, so that's why I chose these. And I'm currently working on another, so I also have a work in progress. Working on this one. And this one is actually used, this is Peaches and Cream. I got this at Walmart. I don't think I've used Peaches and Cream before, but it's really soft. But here it is. And I am using my size 7 needles. And these are my Chalgoos. And then I have a little progress keeper to help me remember which side I'm on. And I made that myself. It's a little dog paw. But it's a very, very, very simple knitting project. I took it with me to the last craft fair just so I can talk to customers and knit and, just kind of have something in my hands. But I will link the pattern in the description box below. I do believe it's by Very Pink Knits, and it's called the Traditional Dishcloth Washcloth. But it is a free pattern on Ravelry, and yeah. So it's one that I go to quite often. And I'm making one more. I will be using this yarn by Crafter's Secret. It is called Vintage Green, and it's colorway number 54. And so as you can see here, I kind of have like a theme going. So I think these are going to look really, really well together. Alright. So let's put that somewhere. Okay, so since I last spoke with you all, I have been to 2 Fiber Fest. One I vended at, and one I just went and visited like I do every year. So me and the hubster, we went, and we went to the Carolina Fiber Fest, and we go every year, and it was great. But we always go because we just like to see certain people. And one of the people that we love to go see is Ken McNeil. We love to go see what he has. He is an artist and he paints knit and yarn and crochet related type of artwork, and he's also started doing prints this year, so it's really cool. We love going to go see him, and yeah, we have our favorites. So in years prior, I bought this one. I forget, this was last year's, and yeah, and this was the year before. I think I have these in the right order, but I bought these. I've shown these on the channel before, but this is the one that my husband and I picked out this year. Is that not stunning? I mean, it's amazing. And I just noticed, because I picked it up, I just had to have it. He named this one I Choose You, EWE. It's incredible. But this is an authentic digital image of an original oil painting by Ken McNeil. And it's amazing. And he, of course, he signs it on the back, but you can also buy the original print as well. So the original oil painting as well. But that is just beautiful. I thought I had more of these, but I guess I don't. But so far, this is my collection of his work. This one is called Skittles. And this one is called Earl of Shetland. So he's very, very talented. And I also bought one other thing from him. And I haven't even taken it out of the packaging yet. But I saw it and I just had to have it. Sorry for the crinkling. But he made this mug. And as you can see, it has some of his other artwork on it. And you'll recognize that one. But it's amazing. So yeah, I don't think he has an Instagram, or I'm not sure if he has any sort of social media presence. I know he has a website. If he does, I'll link it in the description box below, but I don't think he has like an Instagram or anything. I've searched for it and I wasn't able to find it. So I bought that. Another person, well, another couple that we enjoy seeing every year at the Carolina Fiber Fest is SoFlo. We love going to the SoFlo booth. Her and her husband, they're just so nice. They vend every year and it's always so great to see them. And last year I bought some buttons from her. She specializes in project bags. She's very geeky like I am. She's got all sorts of geeky type of patterns and prints on her bags. And this is her logo and business card. And she does have an Instagram. But what I bought from her this year are these little sheep earrings. They're so cute. I remember my husband and I were at her booth and we were talking, and I was like, excuse me, just for a moment, I've got to go get these earrings before someone else snatches them up, because people were in and out of her booth. But these are amazing. I really like these. They're really, really cool. She's very, very talented. Alright. Let's see. I don't think I got anything else. Yeah, that was it. I didn't do too much. I didn't go too crazy. Another person that my husband and I, we look forward to seeing at the Carolina Fiber Fest is Knits for Comfort. She has a great booth. Very talented, very, very talented yarn dyer. I do believe she's from Connecticut. And SoFlo, I believe she is from Florida. And of course that's not their real names, but that's their business names, and I always call them by that. But they both have Instagram pages, so you can check them out as well. Alright. right, so I think that is all. I think that's all that I have to show you that's not my yarn related. Oh yes, I'm forgetting stuff. Alright, so I went to the Powhatan Festival of Fiber this past weekend, my husband and I, and we had a fantastic time. The weather was perfect, absolutely perfect. It was a little windy, but that was okay. Our booth was just in the perfect spot, and we really enjoyed ourselves, and we're so happy that a lot of you all came out to see us. It was great to see familiar faces. Shout out to Julie and her husband. She always comes and sees us, and it's really, really nice. But I enjoy vending in the Powhatan, Williamsburg area. It's amazing. And later in the year, I believe it's November 2nd, I'm going to be vending at the Peace Hill Fiber Festival, and so I look forward to seeing some of my Virginia folks again. And they're it's just so wonderful to see them every year, and they look for you and you look for them, and it's a really, really good time. So I had a wonderful time at the Powhatan Fiber Fest. I'm going to try to get into 2 more Fiber Fests this year. I believe they're both going to be in Virginia, but until I am officially accepted into them, I'll wait till then. Peace Hill Fiber Festival, I know I will be vending at that one, and that will be in November, and I'll put the information right here. That's a little far out, but you know, if you're like me, I like to plan my Fiber Fest ahead of time, and the Powhatan Festival came around so quick. I thought I had so much more time, and November will be here in 6 months, maybe, yeah. So I gotta get moving. Yeah. All right. So I did the Powhatan Fiber Fest, and I did have I had a little bit of yarn left over, and I put that in my shop. So if you all go to queensyarnboutique.com, you all will see the worsted, Adore Worsted, Delirious DK, and Pop Life fingering yarn. And what I've done is I've pulled 1 skein each of the yarn from each of those bases. And I'm just going to share them with you now. Get resituated. Okay, so we'll start off with Pop Life fingering. And Pop Life fingering it's of course a fingering weight yarn, fingering weight soft weight. It's 100% superwash merino wool, 490 yards, and it's 100 grams. So the first one I'm going to share with you all is Water Lily. And you know, the beauty of hand-dyed yarn is that it always seems to come out differently. No 2 skeins are alike, and I always encourage people to alternate skeins if they're using more than one. But this batch of Water Lily came out a little bit pinker than usual. And I think it's because depending on the base, they soak up yarn differently. Like if I was to dye this on worsted, it would be very different. But that's the beauty of hand-dyed yarn. It's always something new and exciting. But this is Water Lily. And like I said, all of these are available in the shop. The Wasp. This is a beautiful navy, a dark navy blue. I wouldn't even say navy, it's just kind of a dark grayish blue. And then I have gray there, and I have red. And of course this was inspired by the Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp, because I'm a dork. And I have Galaxy. Galaxy turned out more purple than usual. This is my first time dyeing it on Pop Life fingering, and so it's very interesting to see how fingering weight yarn picks the color up versus DK weight. But this is Galaxy. And a crowd favorite, Vibranium. People were going crazy over this one at the festival. And Vibranium it's kind of difficult for people just to see like how beautiful it is, especially if it's under a tent or even like just in photography. I try to get it to look as close as possible, but some of the customers at the festivals, they told me, you need to move the vibranium closer to the front of the tent so the sun can hit it, because you really have to have this in the sun to see all of the colors pop out of it, because it's purple, but it also has blues and yellows and greens and reds, and it just has a lot of different colors in it. And sometimes that can be difficult to see unless you hold it out into the sunlight. All right, I have koi. What's funny about koi is when I was dyeing this color, I had intended for it to be called calico. But after I dyed it, it just seemed like it was too dark to be calico, and the gray didn't quite come out right. So it reminded me more of koi fish. So that's what I named it. And then at the festival this weekend, a lady walks up and she's like, this looks like a calico cat. And I'm like, really? I should have kept the name. But koi, it's here to stay. But it's so funny. Like, I guess that's why you shouldn't underestimate yourself or second guess yourself, because as soon as she saw this, she said calico. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was my first name. I should have kept it. Alright, here's another crowd pleaser. Roasted. It seems like everybody loves roasted. It's a beautiful blend of light brown, dark brown, orange. It's speckled. Love it. It is definitely a crowd pleaser. And this one is called I Found Dory. It was one of the first skeins of yarn that I dyed. This was definitely one of the earlier colors back when I first started dyeing yarn. 2016, I believe, 2015, 2016. But here it is, I Found Dory. And here's another one. It's another crowd pleaser. People love this one. It was definitely one of the very first colorways that I ever dyed. And that's Crazy Peacock. And the last one for Pop Life Fingering is Fiesta. It's got greens and orange and yellows. It's beautiful. Okay, so that is all of Pop Life Fingering. So moving on, let's go to DK weight. So this is Delirious DK. And I always like to remind people that my yarn bases are named after Prince songs. Pop Life, Delirious, Adore. I have a base called Northside. I have a base called MPG. Let's see what else. I know there's others. I'm trying to think, what is, oh, it's slipping my mind. Bat Dance Bulky, Party Man Tweed, and so those are some that I have. And speaking of tweed, do you all use tweed yarn? Do you like tweed yarn? There's kind of a debate as to whether people like it or they don't. So if you like tweed yarn, put it in the comments below. I also used to carry a sparkle base, and I'm trying to remember what did I name the sparkle base. It'll come to me later. But anyway, do you all like sparkle yarn? Some people like sparkle yarn, some people don't. And another thing that I noticed at the festival was last year at the Power Tan Festival, I had minis. And I was just kind of selling what I had left over. The Find Your Fave was really big, and people didn't want to use a whole skein of yarn if they were transitioning colors. They just kind of wanted to use like the mini skein. And so this year I didn't have any mini skeins. And so many people asked, where are your mini skeins? So do you all use mini skeins? Is that still something popular? Are you all still fading? So do you like tweed? Do you like sparkle yarn? Do you like using minis? Is that still a thing? Alright, so moving on, I have Delirious DK. This is one that a lot of people like. It's called Top Ramen. And yes, the colors, because it reminded my husband of ramen noodles. And I always tell people, if there's a colorway that's named after food, he most likely named it. So this is Top Ramen. It's a beautiful tonal type of golden color. And it's got, I mean, it's just got a lot of tonal variations in it, light and dark. It's really pretty. All right. And the next one, I have Koi. I have this on Delirious DK. And I also have Roasted on Delirious DK. And you'll see, depending on the base, it can sometimes look different. Like, this is Fingering, this is Delirious DK. They look very, very similar, which I'm impressed with. But sometimes when I'm dyeing this, the colors look different, but this looks really good. Proud of myself on that one. But yeah, that's definitely a crowd pleaser. People love Roasted. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oops, I just realized there was one more Potlight Fingering that I forgot to bring out, and that is Smoky Mountains. Smoky Mountains was a colorway that I dyed way back in like 2015, 2016, and for whatever reason, I guess I just forgot about it until recently. I was going through some of my old colorway recipes, and I found this recipe, and I was like, I've got to dye Smoky Mountains, and here it is. Oh, and another thing too, the colorway The Wasp used to be called Mobster way back in the day, but I decided to change it just in case any of you all bought Mobster back in like 2015, 2016. It's the same thing, just a different name. But anyway, Smoky Mountains, it's really, really pretty. It's got kind of a grayish blue and kind of like a pinkish purple magenta thing going on there. It's gorgeous. It's definitely one of my new favorites. And even though I haven't dyed this in a long time, it's been so long, it's kind of like a new colorway. But it's really pretty. Alright, any more Potlight Fingering hiding before I move on? No. Okay. Phoenix. This one is just gorgeous. I mean, it is fiery. I'm so excited about Dark Phoenix coming out in a few weeks. Or is it? It's in June, I believe. But this one has orange, kind of white, just bare colors, yellow. It's beautiful. It's so fun and bright. Okay, then I have Crazy Peacock on Delirious DK. And oh, Delirious DK is 100% superwash merino. It's 231 yards, 100 grams. And another thing I wanted to ask you all, is it important for you to have needle sizes on your yarn labels? I kind of think needle sizes go with whatever pattern you're trying to do, but I have had people request, I've had like wholesale orders where they request that the needle sizes are put on the labels. And that's something that I may do in the future. If that's something that you all think should be added to knitting or added to yarn labels, just let me know in the description box below. But the next one that I have is Glam Rock. It's really pretty. It's got pinks and purples and black in it. Very vibrant. And we got Sweet Caroline. Reminds me of my Carolina Panthers. Here it is. It's blues and grays and black. I really want to see this knitted up or crocheted. So if any of you all buy this, and I would love for you to tag my yarn on Instagram or Facebook. And that's with any yarn. If you all buy from me, I would love for you all to tag me on Instagram or Facebook. That would be awesome. Okay. And the last one of Delirious DK is Watercolor. This is so pretty. It's got pinks, it's got blues, light blues. It's just gorgeous. And it is available in my shop. Okay, so now we have come to the Adore Worsted section. I have Smoky Mountains on Adore Worsted. I have Star Force, and I was inspired by the Captain Marvel movie. And no spoilers if you haven't seen it, but before joining or before becoming Captain Marvel, she was a part of the Star Force Kree team. And this was the color of her uniform at the time. And then she, of course, adopts the red and the yellow and the blue colors later. And so that's Star Force. And just a side note, I had a colorway called Marvel that I had dyed, and it's got like reds and yellows and blues in it, and it sold out. It was, I mean, people went crazy for it. I really, really, really wished that I had dyed more of that yarn, for sure, because it went quickly. All right, here is an oldie but goodie. This is another one that I haven't dyed since 2015, 2016. If not before, and it's called Hydrangea. Like the hydrangea bushes and plants. I love flowers. And so it's got green and blue and purple, of course. It's lovely. It's so lovely. It just screams spring. And of course I have the Wasp on Adore Worsted. And before I forget, Adore Worsted is 100% superwash merino wool, and it's 218 yards, 100 grams per skein. Alright, and we have Phoenix on Adore Worsted. And last but certainly not least is Lemonade. I remember someone reading this one at the Fiber Festival, and they were like, lemonade? And I was like, no, it's called Lemonade for a reason, because it's like the perfect blend of a lemon and a lime, and so I called it Lemonade. And this is the first time I've ever dyed it on this base. Before I dyed it on a bulky weight. So I'm going to be updating photos in my shop later today, but if you go on the website now, you may see it in a bulky weight. But this is how it looks in Adore Worsted. Alright folks, that is all. Let me check my phone, check my notes, make sure that I got everything. Okay, I covered everything. Awesome. So I just hope that you all are having a great day, a great 2019. And yeah, I just hope that everything is going well, and if it's not, I hope it gets better. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I do believe, I feel like I'm getting close to 4,000 subscribers. I'll have to double check real quick. Let's see. My channel, oh yeah, I'm at about 3,500 subscribers, and that just, I mean, it's just amazing. Thank you so much for supporting me and watching my videos. It really, really does mean a lot. Thank you for tagging me on Instagram and Facebook. It's so, so wonderful. So yeah, that's all that I have for you all today. I do believe I should have a Knitcrate video coming out soon. I think that they've shipped for the month of May, so looking forward to that. Alright, until next time, bye!